Now, most of the books that you will be reading or most of the training courses that you will be attending, they are divided by knowledge areas, which means the contents of study, the contents of the book that will help you to prepare for the PMP exam is divided by the knowledge area. So we have in the whole PMP preparation 10 different knowledge areas, and we will go one by one. So knowledge area basically is the area which will be part of your project or which will be involved in your project. For example, in any project there is a budget involvement, so we have the cost knowledge area for that. In any project there has it has to have something about quality, so we have the quality knowledge area, and so on. So let's go one by one. The first knowledge area which you will be studying during any PMP preparation course is going to be the scope management. So the scope management basically covers everything about the requirements, that how you collect and finalize the requirements of your project, how you create the WBS diagram, the project scope statement, and so on. So the scope management is one of the knowledge area which is very much concerned about the requirements and the scope of your project. Then the second knowledge area is the schedule management. So as the name says, this chapter or this knowledge area is concerned with everything about scheduling your project. So in this chapter you will study that how to estimate the time for the project, how to define activities, network diagram, and most importantly how you create or how you define the schedule for your project and how you manage the schedule later on during the execution. Then the cost management. So as the name says, it is all about budget. So in this chapter you will study how you estimate the cost, how you define the budget for your project, and how you control the budget for your project later on during the execution. Quality management, how you plan quality, how you define quality, how you do the quality control and the quality assurance. So it is very much in detail about the quality of your project. Resource management is concerned with any resource that you need in order to work on the project. So those could be the human resources or the manpower or labor, engineers, and so on. Or those resources could be material, could be any type of equipment that you need. So it is all about to estimate how many resources you need, how you will be arranging those resources, how you will be controlling those resources, and so on. So that is all about your project resources. Communication management, how you will be creating different type of reports, how you will be distributing the reports to other stakeholders, or how you will keep the stakeholders informed throughout the duration of the project by providing them the status reports, and so on. So it is all about the project communication. Risk management, very important part of any project. So in this chapter you will study how you identify risks, how you develop responses, how you create the reserve duration and the reserve cost. So that is a very detailed part for any project, and it's one of the lengthy and one of the difficult area of in order to prepare for the exam as well. Procurement management is concerned with purchasings. So whenever you need to purchase anything for your project, you have to perform the procurement. So this purchasing could be of any material, could be of any manpower or any other resource. So in the procurement management, you will be discussing about the contract types, how you finalize the contract with different subcontractors, what should be the terms and conditions, and lots of other things that you will have to consider as a project manager. And then you have the integration management. So the purpose of the integration management is to combine all the knowledge together for all the other chapters. So integration is simply to integrate everything together in order to have a clear picture about the whole project. So this is what basically the project managers are doing as part of the integration management. And the last knowledge area we have is the stakeholders management. So that is to develop the plan for the stakeholders, how to keep the stakeholders involved throughout the project, or how to satisfy those stakeholders. So that is the last knowledge area that will be part of the PMP exam study. So these are all the 10 knowledge areas that you need to cover, that you need to study in order to prepare for your PMP exam. And every knowledge area has further processes, tools and techniques, inputs, outputs, and lots of other details. But that is basically the whole scope for the PMP exam preparation. So finally, how to pass the PMP exam? What is the easy and the best method to pass the PMP exam? So the first thing is that taking the PMP training is must. So it is must by the PMI, and it is must for you in order to prepare for the exam as well. So again, don't waste your time just reading many books. Like there are thousands of books available online and in the market for the exam preparation, but just take the proper training, get involved with your trainer, or if it is an online training, just try to communicate with your trainer and get as much help, as much support as possible. So PMP training is must for various reasons. Number one, it will save a lot of time for you. If you take the training first and then revise the material, go for the practice question answers, and just take the actual exam without wasting any further time. So go for the training, go for the proper guidance from the right people. So that is one of the best advice I can give you. PMP study time. Now, based on my experience, after you have taken the PMP training, it will require from your side at least 30 to 40 days. So you will have to spend 30 to 40 days of revision time and practicing the question answers. So based on my experience, even you have taken the training, still you have to spend at least 30 days in order to be finally prepared for the PMP exam. But again, it depends that how many hours you are spending on daily basis. So that is based on 2 to 3 hours per day. So if you are spending 2 to 3 hours per day, it will take you at least 30 days, because after the training you will have to revise the whole material maybe twice, and then you will have to practice at least 1000 questions before you go for the final exam. So keep in mind 30 days minimum after you have finished your PMP course. PMP study plan is very important because it will not let you deviate from the right direction. So ask your trainer, ask some of your friends who are already PMP certified that what study plan to follow. Okay. And definitely the best guidance you can get is from your trainer or from your co-workers who are part of your PMP training. So you must have to follow the study plan. Create a plan yourself in some Excel sheet, that in 30 days what you will be studying, what you will be doing on day-to-day basis. So that is very important. If you don't have any study plan, you will very easily be deviated from the right direction, and you will have to again start from zero. Study material for the PMP exam preparation is definitely extremely important, and your training provider, your trainer, they will be giving you all the required study material. But one thing you have to make sure is that your study material or the handouts, they must be in compliance, or they must be aligned with the latest version of the PMBOK guide. And currently, as of 2019, the 6th edition of the PMBOK is in place, and so that is one thing you have to make sure. Other than that, your training provider will be giving you these study handouts or some reference books as per the PMBOK 6th edition. Other than that, you also need to have the exam simulators or some practice question answers, because you should have to practice as many questions as possible before going to the final exam. So these are a couple of things you have to make sure for the study material. And definitely when you are following the training plan or the study plan, or once you have taken a proper PMP exam preparation training, so one of the benefit is that you will not be deviating from the right direction, because without taking the proper training you may be following the wrong study material, or you may be following lots of study material which is not required or which is not necessary. So one of the advantage of taking the proper training is that they will give you exactly to the point study material which you will have to follow along with the study plan. So that will definitely save a lot of time for you in order to prepare yourself for the exam. Now we will discuss the exam registration process. Now, once you will finish your course, your training for the PMP exam preparation, the training provider will issue you the training certificate, and it will be mentioned on the certificate that the training duration was at least 35 hours. All right, once you have got the training certificate, then you will start the exam registration process. You will visit the PMI website, and under the certification area, you can easily find the link to apply for PMP. Okay, now once you will apply for PMP, you will have to fill in different information like your education, your contact information, and so on, along with your experience, because I mentioned you before, you need to have some certain amount of project management experience based depending on your education. So you will input all the project management experience along with the training that you have completed, the 35 hours training course, and you will submit your application. Now, once you will submit your application, PMI will take a few days, like 3-4 working days. They will review your application, and then on successful completion, the PMI will send you an email mentioning that your application is approved. So once your application is approved, now you have 1 year time to pay the exam fee and appear for the PMP exam. So from the date of the approval of your PMP application, you will have 1 year time. So within 1 year, you can schedule any date and any place. So it is not necessary that if you took training in New York, so you should attempt the exam in New York as well. So you can take the training anywhere, or it could be an online training, and you can schedule your exam in any city of the world wherever PMI is having the exam center, because the exam is not an online exam. So you can take the training online, whereas the exam is not online for the PMP. So in order to attempt the exam, you must have to go to the exam center. So there are some pre-approved exam center in all major cities of the world. So that is just the brief about the registration process. So once your application is approved, after the approval of the application, you will be making any payment. So currently, as long as your application is not approved, you don't have to pay any fee or any other type of expense. So there are two different type of fees that you will have to pay. One is the membership fee, and the other one is the exam fee. Now, anyone can be a PMI member. So it doesn't matter if that person is going for exam or not. So anyone can be a member for PMI, and the membership is for 1 year. So you will be paying $139 for PMI membership fee. And if you are a PMI member and then you are paying the exam fee, in that case you will be paying $405 US as exam fee. So that is 139 plus 405. Now again, $405 is the discounted price only if you are PMI member. Okay. If you are not PMI member, in that case the exam fee will be $555 US, $555 US will be the exam fee if you are not PMI member. Okay. But recently they have made some modifications that either you are a member or not a member. So as you will be paying the exam fee, automatically you will become PMI member as well for 1 year. All in all, the total expense including membership, exam fee will be somewhere around $550 US plus minus $10, because in some cases they some taxes could be applicable, like in Canada or some other country. So that is plus minus $10. So approximately $550 US is the exam fee including 1 year membership fee. So there are only two major expenses. One is the exam fee and the other one could be your training fee. So that depends, either you are taking the classroom training or online training. So these are the two major expenses for the PMP exam preparation. So that was a brief overview of the PMP exam, and we have discussed that how to prepare for the PMP exam, what to expect on the exam, what type of questions to expect, how to prepare, what study material to follow, and so on. And I hope this quick review was very beneficial for your PMP journey. And if you have any question, if you have any concerns, any clarification, if you may require, so you can contact me anytime. So here on the screen you can see my website, and you will also find a link on my website for my Facebook page, Facebook group for the PMP exam preparation, and lots of other resources as well, including free videos, the tips that you may want to follow to be successful in the PMP exam. So thank you for watching, and I will see you in some other videos. Thank you so much.